Been a while since we've talked about race mods. Let's change that, shall we? In today's video, we are going to go through 10 race mods we haven't talked about, so this is fresh content for your colonist. Be it for teammates or dinner, depends on how you play. Careful, some of these guys will bite. Maybe drink some water. Seriously, stay hydrated, it's good for you. Don't worry, I'll wait. Okay, hold on, let's begin. First up, we have a mod from a newcomer, and I must say, for a first-time race mod, I like it. The Hemokomori. Probably said that wrong, but it's a vampire bat xenotype. As the name implies, Xenophage offshoot, and to be honest, I kinda dig it. It fits the kind of style of Xenophagus, a bat offshoot who comes with glasses and a fedora piece of clothing. Oh, good lord, it's Redditor vampires. Well, we're duped. More so if you include the mods suggested that provide even more genes for your bats. Stuff like Big and Small, or other VE race mods. Alpha genes, a special mod that can't be found on the workshop. And of course, there is integration with other factions having the Hemokomori show up as potential allies or enemies. For a first-time xenotype, it does a lot of things right, providing a good solid foundation, integration with optional mods that aren't necessary to have fun but helps, and even faction integration. All in all, go, and I wish all the best for White Glove, the creator. Just don't invite me to your dinner parties, though I've played enough Vegas to know how dangerous that is. So, want something with a bit of bite? Then the Diona race, a race of killer canine colonists, clearly cool if you ask me as a fellow doggo owner. Though these ones might need more than a shot caller to keep in control. They come with powerful melee and even their own form of an inner armor to keep them alive. Also, every year it gets even stronger, so the longer you have them, the more powerful your doggo will be. Granted, you might have to worry about their aggression. They have their own genetic arrogance, which makes them more likely to cause social fights, given that extra melee might be a problem. Still could be worth it, cause they can build up a bloodlust through killing enemies to release powerful abilities. Yeah, might be worth keeping a couple of these ladies on standby. After all, if someone doesn't want to leave, what do you do but release the hound? For another alien race, why not try the Antfolk mod? It even comes with butterflies. Seriously, that's the name of the mod. You get ant colonists in worker soldiers and queen varieties. You also get butterfly. Did you know some species of ants farm aphids to drink the honeydew they produce? Now you do that with these cow-sized bugs. Yeah, it's a simple race mod, but with room to grow. Think of the many insects that could be out on the rim. Mantis, grasshoppers, slugs. Wait, no, that one is in alpha genes. Oh no. About bees and beetles to go with the Mothman. Yeah, keep an eye out on this mod. It might grow into quite the hive. Just be careful of raids. Ants to be known for that. And butterflies. Well, if you have biotech, some might have a more flammable personality. Now, we talked about a dog colonist, but what about feline lovers? Don't worry, I gotcha. Jaguar and Snow Leopard, a xenotype mod where you get feline colonists similar to jaguars and snow leopards. If this sounds a bit familiar, well, it should. It's similar to All About Lions and Tigers mod, and even shares some of the same genes as that mod, with permission of course. So what do you get with this one? Obviously, jaguars and snow leopards. Jaguars once every 2 days can unleash their strength and do 200% more melee damage, given both of them have feline claws which provide 170% armor pen. Yeah, don't mess with this jaguar, man. That's some penetration. Meanwhile, snow leopards gain a buff during the snowfall, hunting stealth, and a 30% melee dodge chance. In colder playthroughs, these leopards might be your main hunters, cause when food is limited, you might have to hunt far more dangerous game. Both also gain 9 lives, Oncogene, providing 9 free dodges of any blow, as if it never happened. Sure, it takes a month to regain a chance, but when your cats have the potential to dodge crippling blows, it can be useful. Though keep in mind, you can't dodge gas or explosives, they aren't rogues. Kilhn's Dragon Race mod provides you with draconic colonists. They're big, they're strong, they heal faster, hit harder, tank more hits, and can survive in hot environments. Seems like the perfect colonist. Yeah, not exactly. For every up, there has to be a down. The Kilhn are very powerful, but they have a few issues, like they are strictly carnivores, so you're gonna need to provide those carnivores meals, kibble, or some raw corpses. They also are slower in movement, not to mention actual colony work. Yes, combat is important, but that's half the survival of these lazy dragons would prefer to get into social fights. Also, if you have to fight one of them, even if you bring them down, they are prideful and hard to recruit. Still, if you got a couple to be your defenders, perhaps it's all worth it. Dragons are pretty cool after all. You know what? Let's throw in even more dragons. The Dragon Bond mod. It is an add-on for the Dragon's Descent mod, adding a new xenotype who gets power from their draconic allies. First off, yes, total inspiration from House Targaryen from Game of Thrones, these elf-like pawns come with two important genes. Their noble blood, which may or may not cause problems in a colony since they have a prideful sense of worth, aka more likely to start social fights. The other one is their ability to bond with dragons. They can potentially start a psychic bond with any of the dragons from Dragon's Descent. Keep in mind, if they fail, it's possible for the dragon to turn on them. Maybe save scum for this one. If you succeed, your pawns get a buff based on the dragon, which I do like. It gives you some choices, and I always do like mods that give choices. This also comes with factions, an ideology meme if you have it, not to mention cool looking medieval armor. Could be great for lower tech playthroughs, might be a bit overpowered cause I think bringing tame dragons to a medieval village is like bringing a tank, but hey, that's just me. A solid mod with a lot of compatible mods to go with it. Highly recommended for some of that fantasy flavor. For something less hostile but still interesting, try the Spirit's Elysian xenotype, a xenotype composed of, well, spirits. These are pawns who aren't really meant for combat, more for supporting the colony, but that doesn't mean they don't have a few tricks they bring to the colony. First off, as spirits, they have the ability to shift between corporeal or spectral forms. In corporeal forms, they normally won. They act like colonists. Oh boy, a bit fragile. Heck, their spiritual peace gene means they won't start social fights or have violent mental breaks. They even can help other pawns, passing some good vibes to them. Now, if they go ethereal, they become invisible. But that's when they have a few more tricks. One, they can use their own inane ectoplasm to heal other pawns, stopping blood loss and heal injuries. Or you can go full Casper and be a friendly ghost who still scares people, haunting them and causing them to flee in terror. Also, while in this form, they don't eat or deal with comfort issues. In return, no jobs can be done except for social skills and animal skills. Still could be useful for rescue jobs though. All in all, a solid xenotype that adds some more flavor out on the rim. Next up, on the subject of more spoopy things, how about skeletons? Skeletons, skeletons. Continued. Yes, that's the mod title. It has 3 skeletons, as implied. Now you get undead colonists in the form of zombies lacking flesh. By the way, despite it being a continued mod, it wasn't done by our favorite necromancer Mill. It was done by Zaldrum. So keep up the good work, both of you, if you are watching, of course. Maybe comment down below so I can give that comment a big old heart. Thank you for contributing to the community so much. So how does one make skeleton? Well, first you need a body. Given you are out on the rim, there should be plenty. If not, then don't worry. Randy has his ways of providing. Second, make a necromantic sarcophagus. From there, put the body in there and wait a day. It can be tweaked in this mod settings, of course, and boom, a living skeleton. So what are the benefits of employing the undead? Well, they don't get mental breaks, don't sleep, eat, get sick, or just about anything that living people do. But they also can't do any social intelligence, caring, or artistic work either. Plus, they are far slower than other pawns. The biggest issue, they don't gain skill levels, and their max skill levels on the creation are 5. Plus, they act as slaves. But if you have ideology, there is an ideology bout if using skeletons is useful or not. So yeah, think of these skelly boys as grunt work or a trap in case someone unblurs the photo. Honestly, not the worst support colonists, can be used as meatless shields, just simple carrying or cleaning pawn, or just a way to make your colony a little extra spoopy. A neat creation, addition to the world, to say the least. Now, when it comes to gene mods, you've got good choices. But today, let's talk about something from the big and small series of mods, namely Simply Robots. A mod that, well, gives you robotic colonists. But here's what is baffling. They don't require biotech or alien frameworks. Yeah, just the big and small frameworks. I don't know what kind of black magic they are using, of course, but keep it up if you can do that, of course. Yes, yes, black magic indeed. So what kind of robots do you get with this one? First, the ad bots. And no, I'm not talking about YouTube ads. These are simple tube-headed robots that remind me of something. Something, echoey. For some reason. Anyway, the second tier is the enforcers. These ones look a lot more human-like, also similar to a certain other Android tiers mod, but to be honest, I always like that design of Android, so no problems with me. These ones are tougher, so watch out. Finally, oh wait, it's been crossed out. Could have sworn synths were included. I mean, supposedly they live amongst other colonists and hide in plain sight, but doubt it's true. Moving on. If you have other mods like Big and Small's Heaven and Hell, you can get other robotic colonists, which is pretty cool. Again, I love this mod compatibility, adding even more variety. Know what's really cool? The Mousekin race mod. I legit have been sleeping on this high quality mod, inspired by the likes of Mouseguard and Redwall. You get to play with mice folk, adorable colonists who have some cool quirks and skills behind them. So, what are their qualities? Well, given their namesake, a lot smaller than other pawns, but in exchange, they don't eat as much. They also don't fight physically as well, which is kinda a bummer. They also adore nuts, but absolutely hate cheese. And even more so, people assume just cause they are mice, they must like cheese. There even is a mechanic that the more cheese they eat, including from third-party mods, they get a mood debuff. Cheese in meals don't count, by the way. But more importantly, they care about their ears. Losing one ear will make them depressed and lose social standing with other Mousekin. Losing both creates intense depression and bad things, which can be turned off in the mod options. Very bad things. You also can graft prosthetic ears or donations from other Mousekin. Now, if this was just the mod, I'd say great. Mod, indeed, and move on, but there's actually more. There's actually political mechanics in the lore of Mousekin. Their medieval society have two main factions, the kingdoms which act like a medieval monarchy-styled faction, and the independent Mousekin, forming their own democracy as rebellion. You actually can throw your lot into one of these factions by making a special town square item and deciding who to side with. Don't think this is a black and white choice either. Picking a side creates enemies, but also provides their own benefits and perks based on the side you choose, including unique items locked to one side or the other. But hey, that just means repeat playthroughs. The other two factions, by the way, are the Rodamari, who are travelers and act as neutral trading partners, and the Brigands, cause it isn't Rimworld unless someone wants you dead in your stuff. There is also the religion aspect. Yeah, your Mousekin can start with one of 4 religious types that affect their social standing with others with religious types, not to mention their own quirks that may improve them in some way. This is definitely the biggest mod on this list. And of course, there are tons of food, clothing, weaponry, furniture, and even new animals in the form of the giant cavy, or the little pudge mouse. This is a whole medieval playthrough worth of material and stuff in this race mod. Yes, I have to admit, I'm kicking myself for never noticing it in previous race mod videos, might even do a stream with it. So, 10 awesome race mods that hopefully inspire new playthroughs. I know the Mousekin might inspire some new medieval playthroughs, that's for sure, especially with me. Nice to go back to basics. Did you know my main writer Bren joined because he had ideas for new race mods? I offered him the job and boom, enough said. He's been part of the team since then, almost since the beginning. I'd like to thank everyone that supports us on Patreon and helps us make these videos. We couldn't do it without you. It is quite expensive having so many people spending so much time digging through game facts and stuff. But I digress. Thank you all, and I'll see you in the next one.